Let's go.
So a couple of days ago on Thursday, the Panthers, they showed up to Bank of America Stadium as an 0-1 team.
They showed up?
They showed up.
Okay.
Was this before or after the delay?
This was actually before the delay. They were there. Well, there are a lot of people there wearing Carolina Panthers jerseys, is what I would say, on the field. And we were watching people throw the football and try to run and stuff like that.
There was actually 2 events at Bank of America Stadium.
You know what? And it's funny because we haven't been seeing it that much.
Yeah, because for some reason I haven't seen it broadcast.
I don't know, man.
Because there was a UFC fight club in the stadium too,
exactly.
man.
And rumor has it they come from Gastonia.
They came from Gastonia. I don't know. Do they play country music in Gastonia?
Oh, yo. All kinds of it.
Maybe that's what it was, man. Too much country music. But let's get to the football, man. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers walked in the Bank of America Stadium and said, "Screw your couch," all over the Carolina Panthers. Now, when we were watching the game, I tried to jot down a few notes as I was watching. So I'm gonna recite some stuff to kind of like jog you guys' memories, and I'm gonna just let you guys go with your thoughts. Okay?
Bring the pain.
The first thing, Cam Newton completed just under 50% of his passes. Somehow, still managed to throw for over 300 yards and still get blamed for the game. Got him, Cam Newton. CMC, he was pretty much held in check all night. Body language was just wasn't good. One positive, well, actually, I go 2 positives. Greg Olsen, as well as Joey Sly, who actually went 4 for 4 on field goals, which is all going pretty good. So play got suspended. I don't think the weather was the real reason that play got suspended. I think because the game was kind of boring. I think they suspended it intentionally so that everybody would be had a front row view for the UFC fight that took place.
Or it could be because of the security outside that couldn't get people in the game fast enough, because I was one of the people who missed the first 8 minutes of the game because I was standing in line because our slow security couldn't get people through there.
And we
had that problem in the ACC championship.
We might try and bring that up too later on.
Boy.
But
that $100 parking made me agitated too.
But so without throwing any more stuff out there, because I want to see what you guys have to say without my biased comments. For one, give me one word to describe last Thursday's game.
Missed opportunities.
That's 2 words. Do that again.
Rodney.
Let's do.
Missed opportunities.
Okay. All right. So we'll just hyphenate that. We'll just hyphenate missed opportunities.
Okay.
We'll hyphenate.
Okay. I'll change it up. Typical.
All right.
Dysfunctional.
Now that's a strong word. That's a strong. All right. Go.
Again, dysfunctional. Everyone was bad. Now, our quarterback, of course, is going to be the hot topic. He's going to get the majority of the blame. He's going to get he's going to shoulder all the blame, no pun intended. But everyone was bad. Ron was bad. Norv was worse. Darrell Williams was god awful. The offensive line was bad. The secondary was bad outside of James Bradbury. When I say dysfunctional, they didn't look prepared on either side of the ball. Now, the defense looked a little better than the offense because the defense got stops. And it's the same story. I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over again, man. They're just on the field too much, man, because offense didn't really put together too many drives. And then when they did, they didn't get in the end zone. You know what I mean? So I say dysfunctional, especially offensively, because I don't know what's wrong with Cam. I'm not. I wish we were closer to the team to really, really get a feel of what's going on with him. Vince, you're looking more and more like a prophet every week, dude, because I look at Cam Thursday and I just say to myself, like, maybe it is a good idea if he sat this season out.
Yeah.
Without really knowing any strong details. We don't know if it's shoulder. Off camera, we had a conversation about it, maybe even being a mental thing. We had a conversation about the Panthers possibly trying to turn Cam Newton into something he might not be. I know I'm getting kind of long-winded, but one more point I want to make is, we're seeing maybe Norv and the Panthers trying to turn Cam Newton into like this pocket passer and this guy. But if you want to turn Cam Newton into a pocket passer, you got to protect him. Number one, you got to protect him.
Yeah.
Number two, it might not work because we know that Cam is a rhythm type of quarterback. He's a very different type of quarterback. When Cam Newton is running all over the place and he's being him, so to speak, and he's controlling the game instead of something else controlling him, he's a different quarterback. And I don't think this plan that they have for Cam Newton is sustainable.
And, it's interesting that you say that because we're talking about how the Panthers are trying to make Cam Newton into a pocket passing quarterback. And one criticism that I've always had of the Panthers since Cam Newton has got here, he has never had an offensive coordinator who fully understands and appreciates his unique skill set.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And when you look at the game on Thursday, Jameis Winston, I think we all can agree, has not lived up to expectations coming out of Florida State.
Right.
However, Jameis Winston played this past Thursday close to what I expected to see from him coming out of Florida State.
Man, the whole game, where the section I was sitting at, the entire game, everyone around me was like, Jameis is going to give us one. Jameis is going to give us one. He never gave us one. And
he almost did.
He almost did. Yeah. Almost, but almost doesn't count. But
and you know who his offensive coordinator is this season now? Byron Leftwich,
right.
Who is somebody who, even though he wasn't as much as a runner, he has a similar skill set,
right.
and understands Winston's abilities a lot more.
Right.
And now because the NFL is set up the way the NFL is, Arians will get the credit for Winston's turnaround.
Right,
okay, because the NFL loves country music. Read in between the lines, y'all. But I see this as a direct result. Pick your head up, Ronnie. I see this as a direct result of Byron Leftwich coming in and being the offensive coordinator. And as long as Winston can stay out of trouble, and I really hate to say that, but with his career, it is what it is.
Right.
As long as Winston can stay out of trouble, I think you are going to see a much more improved Winston in comparison to what we saw Thursday night.
I agree.
But here's the only thing about, now we're not going to spend too much time talking about James.
No doubt.
I just the point I want to quickly,
all the disappointment.
Yeah, seriously. But the point I want to quickly make is we played so bad that I don't know if that is sustainable for the Bucs as far as them being a winning product with them playing like that, because it was pretty conservative. You get what I'm saying? It was almost like a game plan for them to not mess up. Gotcha. And I don't know how far the Bucs can go with that, but that's as much as I want to say about the Bucs. So, all
right, Rodney. So give me your thoughts on the game in general from a Panthers perspective.
Hard, ain't it?
It's. I want to be thoughtful in this response.
No. This is a fan-led podcast.
Express yourself.
We are all about emotion. So say it with your chest.
When I said typical, it's just a typical Ron Rivera type of game. Is underachieving.
Like Groundhog's Day.
It's Groundhog Day. It's underachieving. The offense is not living up to its full potential. It's the same story. Like, hey, the offensive line is not protecting Cam Newton, which is typical. It's through his whole tenure here.
It's been that way.
It's been that way,
except for like one season. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not even then. I mean, he was. See, when I look at Cam, I don't see the joy in his face anymore.
Yeah, agreed.
That's alarming.
That's very alarming. I mean, because I just saw Andrew Luck retire. Like,
right.
Cam, his personality is very infectious, and when he's having fun, the team is rolling.
Yep.
And that's the problem. Like, I don't see the passion of what they're playing.
And that kind of speaks to a point of him being a rhythm player. That ties into that. You get what I'm saying? And on these press conferences, man, he looks defeated, man.
Yep.
And that's
he looks like he's in the Mary J. Blige I'm not gonna cry for you. Got the headscarf on and everything, man. Come on, bro.
And I honestly think the Panthers trying to make him into a pocket passer is playing into that, because he cannot be who he truly is.
You know what? I'm with the philosophy. We're gonna ride Christian McCaffrey till the wheels fall off. Goddamn it, do the same thing with Cam.
Yep.
If he plays until he's 34, 35 years old, get the best you can get out of him. Have a contingency plan, which you supposedly have in Will Greer, and just keep it moving.
Because this isn't working. Like,
no, this is not working.
Their plan for Cam Newton or whatever that may be.
Now,